Welcome back to Drowsy Tales Daily. Tonight, I have 33 incredible stories from Reddit about telecommunications frauds and service deceptions where trusted phone company representatives, internet service providers, cable technicians, and telecom executives deliberately betrayed customer trust through billing manipulation, service throttling, contract deception, and equipment fraud that turned essential communication services into devastating financial exploitation and violated telecommunications industry standards. Our first story takes us to Atlantic Wireless in downtown Boston, where customer service representative Amanda had been helping customers with their mobile phone accounts for 6 years. She was praised by management for her high customer satisfaction scores and ability to resolve billing disputes efficiently. Amanda seemed genuinely helpful and knowledgeable about wireless service plans and features. Amanda always takes time to explain my phone bill and find ways to save me money, praised longtime customer Bradley during a service satisfaction survey. Her expertise helps me understand my wireless service while keeping my costs reasonable for my family budget. But customers started noticing unexpected charges and plan changes that Amanda claimed were necessary upgrades to improve their service quality and coverage reliability. My monthly bill increased by $60, and Amanda says it's because I needed a data upgrade, explained confused customer Charlotte to the corporate complaint department. But I specifically told her I wanted to keep my current plan to control my phone expenses. When Charlotte requested documentation of her plan changes, Amanda provided papers that seemed different from their original conversation about maintaining existing service levels. Investigation revealed Amanda had been systematically upgrading customer plans without authorization while collecting commission bonuses for plan changes that customers never requested or approved. She'd been adding unlimited data packages, premium features, and insurance products that generated monthly fees while telling customers these additions were necessary for optimal service performance. The scheme particularly harmed elderly customers on fixed incomes who trusted Amanda's technical explanations but faced mounting phone bills that consumed their limited communication budgets. Amanda had been meeting sales targets while customers faced financial strain from wireless services that cost significantly more than their original affordable plans. When telecom regulators investigated her customer service practices, they found evidence Amanda had unauthorized upgraded over 900 customer accounts while generating excess charges exceeding $2 million from services that customers never consented to receive. Our second story comes from Metro Cable, where installation technician Derek had been setting up internet and cable services for 8 years. He consistently completed installations efficiently while helping customers understand their new service packages and equipment functionality. Derek seemed professional and knowledgeable about cable technology and customer service procedures. Derek's installation expertise ensured our cable and internet worked perfectly from day one, announced satisfied customer Elena during a service installation testimonial. His technical knowledge and professional approach made our service setup smooth and worry-free. But customers started discovering their cable installations included equipment and services that Derek claimed were mandatory for proper signal quality and system functionality. Derek installed a premium cable box and said it was required for our basic service package, explained frustrated customer Francisco to the cable company manager. But other customers have basic service without expensive equipment that's costing us an extra $40 per month. When Francisco questioned Derek about the equipment requirements, Derek claimed modern cable systems needed advanced equipment to ensure reliable signal delivery and optimal viewing experience for customers. Today's cable technology requires sophisticated equipment that supports high-definition signals and reliable internet connectivity, Derek explained confidently. These components are necessary for proper service functionality and customer satisfaction. But investigation revealed Derek had been systematically installing unnecessary premium equipment while collecting installation bonuses for upgrades that customers didn't need but were told were mandatory for service activation. He'd been installing expensive cable boxes, premium routers, and enhanced signal boosters that generated monthly rental fees while basic equipment would have provided adequate service for customer needs. The scheme particularly harmed budget-conscious families who chose basic cable packages but were forced to pay for premium equipment that consumed their entertainment budget with unnecessary rental costs. Derek had been maximizing his installation commissions while customers faced ongoing equipment fees that made their cable service significantly more expensive than the basic packages they had originally selected. When cable industry investigators examined his installation practices, they found evidence Derek had installed unnecessary equipment for over 1,200 customers while generating unauthorized equipment fees exceeding $1 million from installations that violated customer service agreements. Our third story involves citywide internet, where sales representative Gabriella had been helping customers choose internet service plans for 7 years. She consistently achieved high sales numbers while guiding customers through plan selection and service activation processes. Gabriella seemed knowledgeable about internet technology and genuinely committed to helping customers find appropriate service for their connectivity needs. Gabriella helped me choose the perfect internet plan for my home office needs, praised customer Harrison during a sales experience testimonial. Her knowledge of internet speeds and reliability helped me get service that supports my business requirements while staying within my budget. But customers started discovering their internet service was significantly slower than what Gabriella had promised during the sales process, with speeds that couldn't support the activities she had guaranteed. My internet speed is half what Gabriella promised, and she says network congestion is normal, explained frustrated customer Isabella to the internet service provider. But I specifically chose this plan because she guaranteed speeds that would support video conferencing and file uploads for my work. When Isabella demanded speed tests and service verification, Gabriella provided explanations that seemed designed to justify poor performance rather than deliver the service speeds that had been promised during the sales consultation. Investigation revealed Gabriella had been systematically over-promising internet speeds, while knowing the network infrastructure couldn't deliver the performance levels she guaranteed to customers who made purchasing decisions based on her speed commitments. She'd been quoting theoretical maximum speeds that were never achievable under real-world conditions, hiding network congestion problems that affected actual performance, and selling service plans that couldn't deliver the connectivity customers needed for their specified usage requirements. The scheme particularly harmed remote workers and students who needed reliable internet for work and education, but discovered their service couldn't support essential online activities despite paying premium prices for high-speed connectivity. Gabriella had been meeting sales quotas, while customers faced productivity problems from internet service that failed to deliver promised performance levels necessary for their professional and educational needs. When internet service regulators investigated her sales practices, they found evidence Gabriella had misrepresented internet speeds for over 800 customers while selling service plans that couldn't deliver promised performance, affecting customer productivity and satisfaction with connectivity that failed to meet advertised specifications. Our fourth story takes us to regional telecom, where billing specialist Julia had been managing customer accounts and resolving billing issues for 9 years. She consistently processed billing adjustments while helping customers understand their service charges and payment obligations. Julia seemed professional and detail-oriented in her billing responsibilities and customer service approach. Julia's billing expertise helped me understand my complex phone charges and resolve billing errors, announced customer Kevin during a customer service testimonial. Her knowledge of billing procedures ensured my account was accurate while helping me manage my telecom expenses effectively. But customers started discovering their bills contained charges and fees that Julia claimed were standard industry practices but seemed excessive compared to advertised service prices. My phone bill has regulatory fees and taxes that cost more than my actual service plan, explained concerned customer Lauren to the billing department supervisor. Julia says these charges are government required, but they're making my phone service unaffordable for my family budget. When Lauren questioned Julia about the extensive additional charges, Julia claimed telecommunications billing involved complex regulatory requirements and industry fees that were necessary components of service delivery, but couldn't be avoided by customers. Telecom billing includes various regulatory compliance costs and industry fees that support network infrastructure and service delivery, Julia explained dismissively. These charges are standard across the industry and are necessary for providing reliable communication services. But investigation revealed Julia had been systematically adding unauthorized fees while creating false explanations that made illegal charges appear as legitimate regulatory requirements that customers couldn't challenge or avoid. She'd been adding fake government fees, inflated regulatory charges, and fictitious industry assessments that generated revenue for the company while customers believed they were paying required taxes and fees. The scheme particularly harmed customers who budgeted carefully for communication services but faced mounting bills from fake charges that consumed their telecom budget with fees that weren't actually required by government regulations. Julia had been meeting revenue targets while customers faced financial strain from unauthorized charges that violated billing regulations and consumer protection standards designed to prevent fraudulent fee assessment. When telecommunications authorities investigated her billing practices, they found evidence Julia had added over $3 million in fake fees, affecting nearly 1,500 customers who paid unauthorized charges believing they were legitimate regulatory requirements. Our fifth story involves Pacific Mobile, where network engineer Marcus had been managing cellular tower operations for 10 years. He consistently maintained network performance while ensuring reliable cellular service and coverage optimization for customers throughout the regional service area. Marcus seemed professional and technically competent in his network management responsibilities and infrastructure oversight duties. Marcus's network expertise ensures our cellular service maintains excellent coverage and call quality, announced Network Operations Director Nicole during a technical review meeting. His infrastructure management keeps our network running efficiently while providing reliable service for our customer base. But customers started experiencing significant service degradation and coverage problems that Marcus claimed were due to increased network demand and infrastructure limitations beyond the company's immediate control. "My cell phone service drops calls constantly, and Marcus says the network is overloaded," explained frustrated customer Oliver to the customer service manager. "But I'm paying for premium service that should include reliable coverage and call quality." When Oliver demanded service credits for poor network performance, Marcus provided technical explanations that seemed designed to justify service problems rather than address coverage issues that affected customer communication reliability. Investigation revealed Marcus had been deliberately degrading network performance while selling network capacity to competing carriers who paid for access to cellular infrastructure that should have been dedicated to serving the company's own customers. He'd been throttling customer data speeds to create excess network capacity, prioritizing competitor traffic over customer service, and implementing network management policies that sacrificed customer experience for additional revenue from infrastructure sharing agreements. The scheme particularly harmed customers who paid premium prices for reliable cellular service but received degraded performance because network resources were being sold to competitors rather than used to provide optimal service quality. Marcus had been generating additional network revenue while customers faced communication problems from deliberately degraded service that violated their service agreements and quality expectations. When telecommunications regulators investigated his network management, they found evidence Marcus had sold network capacity worth over $5 million while degrading service quality for nearly 50,000 customers who experienced poor cellular performance due to infrastructure mismanagement. Our sixth story comes from Metropolitan Fiber, where customer account manager Patricia had been managing business internet accounts for 8 years. She consistently maintained commercial relationships while helping businesses optimize their internet connectivity and communication services for operational efficiency. Patricia seemed knowledgeable about business internet needs and genuinely committed to helping companies achieve their connectivity objectives through appropriate service solutions. Patricia's account management helped our company upgrade our internet infrastructure effectively, praised business owner Quinn during a business service testimonial. Her expertise in commercial internet helped us improve our connectivity while managing costs for our growing business operations. But business customers started discovering their internet service contracts contained restrictions and limitations that Patricia had never mentioned during service consultations and upgrade discussions. "Our internet contract prohibits certain business applications that are essential for our operations," explained concerned business owner Rebecca to the commercial services director. Patricia never mentioned these restrictions when she recommended upgrading our service for better business performance. When Rebecca questioned Patricia about the undisclosed service restrictions, Patricia claimed business internet contracts required comprehensive terms that protected network resources while ensuring optimal performance for all commercial customers sharing the infrastructure. Commercial internet services involve complex network management that requires appropriate usage policies, Patricia explained confidently. These restrictions ensure network stability while providing reliable connectivity for business operations. But investigation revealed Patricia had been systematically concealing service restrictions while encouraging businesses to upgrade to plans that couldn't actually support their operational requirements due to limitations that violated their business connectivity needs. She'd been hiding bandwidth throttling policies, application blocking restrictions, and usage limitations that would prevent businesses from using internet services for essential operational functions they had specifically requested support for. The scheme particularly harmed businesses that upgraded their internet service to support growth, but discovered service restrictions prevented them from using connectivity for mission-critical applications that were essential for their operations. Patricia had been meeting commercial sales targets while businesses faced operational limitations from internet service that couldn't support their essential business functions despite paying premium prices for commercial-grade connectivity. When business internet regulators investigated her account management practices, they found evidence Patricia had concealed service restrictions affecting over 400 businesses while selling internet services that couldn't support business operations worth nearly $8 million in commercial connectivity investments. Our seventh story involves Coastal Communications, where technical support specialist Samuel had been helping customers resolve service problems for 11 years. He consistently provided technical assistance while troubleshooting connectivity issues and service disruptions for customers experiencing communication problems. Samuel seemed experienced and helpful in his technical support responsibilities and customer problem resolution approach. Samuel's technical expertise helped me resolve complex internet problems quickly, announced customer Tiffany during a technical support testimonial. His troubleshooting knowledge and patient approach helped restore my service while explaining technical issues clearly. But customers started discovering their technical support interactions resulted in unnecessary service calls and equipment replacements that Samuel claimed were required to fix their connectivity problems permanently. Samuel scheduled 3 technician visits for a simple modem problem, explained frustrated customer Victor to the technical support supervisor. Each visit generated service charges, but the problem could have been fixed with a simple equipment reset. When Victor questioned Samuel about the unnecessary service calls, Samuel claimed complex technical problems required comprehensive diagnostic procedures and equipment replacement to ensure reliable service performance and prevent future connectivity issues. Technical troubleshooting involves thorough diagnostic procedures that identify underlying problems, Samuel explained dismissively. These service calls ensure proper repair while preventing recurring issues that could affect customer satisfaction. But investigation revealed Samuel had been systematically scheduling unnecessary service calls while generating technician visit fees and equipment replacement charges that enriched the company but didn't actually improve customer service quality or resolve technical problems. He'd been diagnosing complex problems for simple issues, scheduling multiple technician visits for problems that could be resolved remotely, and recommending equipment replacements that weren't necessary for proper service functionality. The scheme particularly harmed elderly customers who trusted Samuel's technical expertise but faced mounting service charges from unnecessary repairs that consumed their communication budget without actually improving their service quality. Samuel had been maximizing service call revenue while customers faced unnecessary charges from technical support that created more problems than it solved through excessive intervention and equipment replacement. When technical support authorities investigated his troubleshooting practices, they found evidence Samuel had generated over $2 million in unnecessary service charges, affecting nearly 1,000 customers who received excessive technical intervention that violated efficient problem resolution standards. Our 8th story takes us to digital networks, where sales manager Ursula had been overseeing telecommunications sales teams for 9 years. She consistently achieved department sales targets while training representatives to maximize revenue from customer acquisition and service upgrades throughout the regional market area. Ursula seemed professional and experienced in sales management and team leadership responsibilities within the competitive telecommunications industry. Ursula's sales leadership has helped our team achieve excellent results while maintaining customer satisfaction, announced Regional Sales Director Wesley during a performance review meeting. Her expertise in sales training ensures our representatives provide excellent service while meeting revenue objectives for company growth. But customers started reporting aggressive sales tactics and misleading service promises from representatives trained by Ursula's sales team, with service commitments that weren't delivered after contract signing and activation. The sales representative promised internet speeds and pricing that don't match my actual service, explained disappointed customer Yolanda to the Consumer Protection Agency. Ursula's team used high-pressure tactics to get me to sign a contract that doesn't deliver what was promised during the sales presentation. When Yolanda complained about the misleading sales practices, Ursula claimed sales representatives provided accurate information based on service capabilities and pricing structures that could vary due to market conditions and technical factors beyond the sales team's control. Sales processes involve dynamic pricing and service delivery that can be affected by various factors, Ursula explained defensively. Our representatives provide accurate information based on current service capabilities and market conditions. But investigation revealed Ursula had been training sales representatives to use deceptive tactics while making service promises that couldn't be delivered in order to maximize contract signings and commission revenue for the sales team. She'd been teaching representatives to quote promotional pricing that wasn't actually available, promise service features that weren't included in standard packages, and use pressure tactics that prevented customers from reviewing contracts before signing binding service agreements. The scheme particularly harmed customers who made purchasing decisions based on false promises but discovered their actual service didn't match sales commitments after they were locked into long-term contracts with penalty fees for early termination. Ursula had been maximizing sales team performance, while customers faced service disappointment from telecommunications contracts that failed to deliver promised benefits and pricing that had influenced their purchasing decisions. When telecommunications sales authorities investigated her team training practices, they found evidence Ursula had trained representatives in deceptive sales tactics affecting over 2,000 customers while generating contracts worth nearly $12 million based on misleading promises that violated truth in advertising standards. Our ninth story involves Suburban Telecom, where infrastructure manager Xavier had been overseeing network expansion and service deployment for 12 years. He consistently managed construction projects while ensuring proper installation of telecommunications infrastructure to support service delivery throughout expanding suburban communities. Xavier seemed experienced and technically competent in his infrastructure management responsibilities and construction oversight duties. Xavier's infrastructure expertise has helped our community get reliable telecommunications service, announced Community Development Director Zara during a municipal planning meeting. His network deployment has provided excellent connectivity while supporting our growing residential and business needs. But residents started experiencing service outages and performance problems that Xavier claimed were due to unexpected infrastructure challenges and environmental factors affecting newly installed telecommunications equipment. Our neighborhood internet service fails constantly, and Xavier says it's due to soil conditions, explained frustrated resident Angela to the Municipal Utilities Commission. But we're paying premium prices for reliable service that doesn't work when we need it most. When Angela demanded service credits for unreliable connectivity, Xavier provided technical explanations that seemed designed to justify poor service rather than address infrastructure problems that affected community communication reliability. Investigation revealed Xavier had been systematically cutting corners on infrastructure construction while using substandard materials and installation procedures that created service reliability problems for communities that paid premium prices for telecommunications infrastructure development. He'd been installing cheaper equipment that couldn't handle service demands, using inadequate construction materials that failed under normal environmental conditions, and implementing installation shortcuts that created ongoing maintenance problems affecting service quality. The scheme particularly harmed suburban communities that invested in telecommunications infrastructure expecting reliable service but received poor connectivity due to substandard construction that prioritized cost savings over service, quality, and reliability. Xavier had been maximizing construction profits while communities faced ongoing service problems from infrastructure that couldn't deliver reliable telecommunications performance despite substantial investment in network development. When infrastructure authorities investigated his construction management, they found evidence Xavier had cut construction costs by over $8 million while building telecommunications infrastructure that failed to provide reliable service for nearly 20,000 residents who expected quality connectivity from their infrastructure investment. Our 10th story comes from Valley Communications, where customer retention specialist Blake had been preventing service cancellations for 7 years. He consistently maintained customer relationships while negotiating service modifications and pricing adjustments to retain customers who were considering switching to competing telecommunications providers. Blake seemed persuasive and knowledgeable about retention strategies and customer relationship management within the competitive telecommunications marketplace. Blake's retention expertise helped me get better pricing while keeping the service I needed, announced customer Carmen during a customer retention testimonial. His negotiation skills helped me afford continued service while getting additional features that improved my telecommunications experience. But customers started discovering their retention agreements contained hidden terms and automatic renewals that Blake had never explained during retention conversations and service modification negotiations. "My retention discount expired and my bill doubled without notice," explained shocked customer Diego to the customer service supervisor. Blake never mentioned that my pricing agreement was temporary or that rates would increase automatically after the promotional period. When Diego questioned Blake about the undisclosed terms, Blake claimed retention agreements involved complex pricing structures that could change due to market conditions and promotional period limitations that were standard industry practices for customer retention programs. Retention pricing involves promotional terms that are subject to market conditions and promotional period limitations, Blake explained dismissively. These terms are standard in the telecommunications industry and provide significant savings during promotional periods. But investigation revealed Blake had been systematically concealing retention agreement terms while implementing customer retention deals that created long-term financial obligations and automatic rate increases that customers never understood or agreed to accept. He'd been hiding automatic renewal clauses, concealing rate increase schedules, and implementing retention agreements that locked customers into long-term contracts with penalty fees while promising short-term savings that disappeared after promotional periods. The scheme particularly harmed customers who negotiated retention deals to reduce their telecommunications costs but discovered they were locked into expensive long-term contracts that cost more than their original service plans after promotional pricing expired. Blake had been meeting customer retention targets while customers faced higher costs from retention agreements that created long-term financial obligations exceeding their original service expenses despite promises of continued savings. When customer retention authorities investigated his retention practices, they found evidence Blake had concealed contract terms affecting over 600 customers while implementing retention agreements that generated long-term revenue exceeding $3 million through hidden terms that violated customer retention ethics. Our 11th story involves Mountain Wireless, where device sales specialist Evelyn had been helping customers purchase phones and mobile devices for 8 years. She consistently achieved device sales targets while guiding customers through equipment selection and financing options for smartphones and mobile technology purchases. Evelyn seemed knowledgeable about mobile devices and genuinely committed to helping customers find appropriate technology for their communication and productivity needs. Evelyn's device expertise helped me choose the perfect smartphone for my business needs, praised customer Fernando during a device sales testimonial. Her knowledge of mobile technology helped me get a device that supports my professional requirements while fitting my budget constraints. But customers started discovering their device purchases included financing terms and insurance products that Evelyn claimed were mandatory for device protection and payment flexibility. "My phone purchase has device insurance and financing charges I never agreed to," explained confused customer Grace to the device sales manager. Evelyn said these were required for device protection, but they're costing me an extra $30 per month. When Grace questioned Evelyn about the mandatory device add-ons, Evelyn claimed modern smartphones required comprehensive protection and financing options that ensured device security while providing payment flexibility for customers purchasing expensive mobile technology. Smartphone purchases involve sophisticated devices that require appropriate protection and financing options, Evelyn explained confidently. These services ensure device security while providing affordable payment options for advanced mobile technology. But investigation revealed Evelyn had been systematically adding unauthorized device insurance and financing products while telling customers these services were mandatory requirements for smartphone purchases rather than optional products they could decline. She'd been adding device protection plans, extended warranties, and financing charges that generated monthly revenue while customers believed these services were required components of their device purchases rather than optional add-ons. The scheme particularly harmed customers who purchased smartphones expecting straightforward device costs but faced ongoing monthly charges from insurance and financing products that significantly increased their total device expenses beyond their original budget planning. Evelyn had been maximizing device sales revenue while customers faced unexpected ongoing costs from mobile device purchases that included unauthorized services they never wanted or needed for their communication requirements. When device sales authorities investigated her mobile device practices, they found evidence Evelyn had added unauthorized services to over 1,100 device purchases while generating excess charges exceeding $1 million from services that customers never consented to include with their smartphone purchases. Our 12th story takes us to Central Internet, where network security specialist Howard had been protecting customer data and network infrastructure for 10 years. He consistently maintained cybersecurity protocols while ensuring customer information protection and network safety against cyber threats and data breaches. Howard seemed professional and security-focused in his network protection responsibilities and cybersecurity management duties. Howard's security expertise ensures our network infrastructure remains protected from cyber threats, announced Information Technology Director Iris during a security review meeting. His cybersecurity knowledge protects customer data while maintaining network integrity against evolving security threats. But customers started experiencing identity theft and data breaches that Howard claimed were due to external cyber attacks and security threats that couldn't be prevented despite comprehensive network protection measures and security protocols. My personal information was stolen, and Howard says it was an unavoidable cyber attack, explained victimized customer Jasper to the Data Protection Authority. But I specifically chose this provider because they promised superior security and data protection for customer information. When Jasper demanded explanation of the security breach, Howard provided technical explanations that seemed designed to minimize company responsibility rather than acknowledge security failures that had exposed customer data to unauthorized access and identity theft. Investigation revealed Howard had been systematically selling customer data while creating false security breach reports that concealed deliberate data sales and made internal data theft appear as external cyber attacks beyond the company's control. He'd been collecting customer personal information, selling databases to marketing companies and identity theft rings, and creating fake cyber attack documentation that justified data breaches while hiding systematic customer information sales. The scheme particularly harmed customers who trusted the company's security promises but became victims of identity theft from data sales that violated their privacy expectations and data protection agreements. Howard had been generating additional revenue from customer data sales while customers faced identity theft and financial fraud from personal information that should have been protected according to privacy policies and security commitments. When cybersecurity authorities investigated his data protection practices, they found evidence Howard had sold customer data worth over $4 million while affecting nearly 30,000 customers who became victims of identity theft from deliberate data sales disguised as security breaches. Our 13th story involves Lakeside Telecom, where international calling specialist Katrina had been managing overseas communication services for 9 years. She consistently helped customers with international calling plans while providing guidance on global communication options and international service features for customers with overseas family and business connections. Katrina seemed knowledgeable about international telecommunications and genuinely committed to helping customers maintain affordable overseas communication through appropriate international calling solutions. Katrina's international expertise helped me stay connected with my family overseas affordably, announced customer Lorenzo during an international calling testimonial. Her knowledge of global calling plans helped me communicate internationally while managing costs for regular family conversations. But customers started discovering their international calling bills contained excessive charges and fees that Katrina claimed were standard international rates and regulatory requirements for overseas telecommunications services. My international calls cost 3 times what Katrina quoted, explained shocked customer Maya to the International Services Department. She said calls to my country would cost 50 cents per minute, but I'm being charged $2 per minute for the same destinations. When Maya questioned Katrina about the rate discrepancies, Katrina claimed international calling involved complex routing and regulatory fees that could affect final call costs depending on network conditions and international telecommunications agreements beyond customer control. International calling involves sophisticated routing that can affect call costs due to network conditions, Katrina explained dismissively. These charges reflect actual international telecommunications costs and regulatory requirements for overseas service delivery. But investigation revealed Katrina had been systematically overcharging for international calls while routing customer calls through expensive premium networks that generated higher revenue, but provided no additional service quality or connection reliability for international communication. She'd been quoting competitive international rates to attract customers, then routing calls through premium rate networks that charged excessive fees while customers expected standard international calling costs for their overseas communication needs. The scheme particularly harmed immigrant families who needed affordable international calling to maintain family connections, but faced excessive charges that made overseas communication unaffordable despite choosing plans specifically designed for regular international calling. Katrina had been maximizing international calling revenue while customers faced communication hardship from international charges that exceeded their budget capacity for maintaining essential family and business connections overseas. When international telecommunications authorities investigated her calling practices, they found evidence Katrina had overcharged customers by over $2 million while routing international calls through premium networks that generated excessive fees affecting nearly 800 customers who needed affordable overseas communication. Our 14th story comes from Riverside Communications, where equipment lease manager Nathan had been managing customer equipment rentals for 11 years. He consistently processed equipment leases while helping customers access telecommunications equipment through rental programs that provided technology access without large upfront purchase costs. Nathan seemed professional and knowledgeable about equipment leasing and customer equipment needs for telecommunications service delivery. Nathan's leasing expertise helped me get the equipment I needed without a large upfront investment, praised customer Olivia during an equipment lease testimonial. His knowledge of rental programs helped me access advanced telecommunications technology while managing my cash flow effectively. But customers started discovering their equipment leases contained terms and buyout options that Nathan had never explained during lease consultations and equipment selection processes. My equipment lease has automatic renewal clauses that lock me into expensive long-term rentals, explained frustrated customer Pedro to the equipment services manager. Nathan never mentioned that my lease would automatically renew at higher rates or that buyout options weren't available during the lease term. When Pedro questioned Nathan about the undisclosed lease terms, Nathan claimed equipment leasing involved complex contracts that protected both customers and the company while ensuring proper equipment maintenance and technology updates throughout the lease period. Equipment leasing involves comprehensive contracts that ensure proper equipment maintenance and technology updates, Nathan explained confidently. These terms protect customers while providing access to advanced telecommunications equipment through affordable rental programs. But investigation revealed Nathan had been systematically concealing lease terms while implementing equipment rental agreements that locked customers into long-term expensive leases with automatic renewals and limited buyout options that violated customer equipment access expectations. He'd been hiding automatic renewal clauses, concealing rate increase schedules, and eliminating buyout options that would allow customers to purchase equipment at reasonable prices after demonstrating successful lease payment history. The scheme particularly harmed customers who leased equipment expecting reasonable rental terms, but discovered they were locked into expensive long-term leases that cost more than purchasing equipment outright, while providing no ownership benefits or equity accumulation. Nathan had been maximizing equipment lease revenue, while customers faced excessive rental costs from equipment leases that provided poor value compared to purchase options that weren't properly disclosed during lease consultations. When equipment leasing authorities investigated his rental practices, they found evidence Nathan had concealed lease terms affecting over 900 customers while generating excess lease revenue exceeding $3 million from equipment rentals that violated fair leasing practices and customer equipment access rights. Our 15th story involves Desert Wireless, where roaming services coordinator Quinn had been managing travel connectivity for 8 years. She consistently helped customers with international roaming plans while providing guidance on travel communication options and overseas service features for customers traveling internationally for business and leisure. Quinn seemed knowledgeable about international roaming and genuinely committed to helping travelers maintain connectivity while managing costs during overseas travel. Quinn's roaming expertise helped me stay connected during international business travel, announced customer Roberto during a travel services testimonial. Her knowledge of international plans helped me communicate overseas while avoiding excessive roaming charges that can destroy travel budgets. But traveling customers started discovering their international roaming bills contained excessive charges and fees that Quinn claimed were standard international rates and network access costs for overseas telecommunications service delivery. My week-long business trip generated $800 in roaming charges, explained shocked customer Stella to the international roaming department. Quinn said my roaming plan would cover international usage, but I'm facing massive charges that exceed my entire travel budget. When Stella questioned Quinn about the excessive roaming charges, Quinn claimed international roaming involved complex network partnerships and usage tracking that could result in charges beyond standard plan limitations, depending on actual usage patterns and network availability during international travel. International roaming involves sophisticated network partnerships that can affect actual charges, Quinn explained dismissively. These costs reflect actual international network usage and partnership fees for overseas connectivity services. But investigation revealed Quinn had been systematically concealing roaming charges while selling international plans that couldn't actually provide affordable overseas connectivity due to hidden fees and usage limitations that made international roaming prohibitively expensive despite plan descriptions. She'd been promoting international roaming plans that appeared affordable but contained usage caps and fee structures that generated massive charges for normal international communication usage that customers expected their plans to cover. The scheme particularly harmed business travelers who needed reliable international connectivity but faced enormous roaming bills that exceeded their travel budgets and made overseas communication unaffordable despite purchasing international roaming plans specifically designed for travel connectivity. Quinn had been meeting international services sales targets while travelers faced financial hardship from roaming charges that violated their expectations for affordable international communication during overseas travel. When international roaming authorities investigated her travel services practices, they found evidence Quinn had misrepresented roaming costs affecting over 700 travelers while generating excessive charges exceeding $4 million from international plans that failed to provide affordable overseas connectivity as advertised. Our 16th story takes us to Coastal Fiber, where data center manager Thomas had been overseeing server operations for 12 years. He consistently maintained data center performance while ensuring reliable data storage and processing services for business customers who depended on data center infrastructure for their operations. Thomas seemed professional and technically competent in his data center management responsibilities and infrastructure oversight duties. Thomas's data center expertise ensures our business operations have reliable data processing and storage, announced enterprise customer Victoria during a data services testimonial. His infrastructure management provides excellent uptime while supporting our critical business applications and data requirements. But business customers started experiencing data outages and performance problems that Thomas claimed were due to increased demand and infrastructure limitations that required expensive upgrades to maintain reliable data center performance. Our data applications crash constantly, and Thomas says we need expensive infrastructure upgrades, explained frustrated business owner Walter to the data center services director. But we're already paying premium prices for enterprise-grade data services that should provide reliable performance. When Walter questioned Thomas about the infrastructure problems, Thomas provided technical explanations that seemed designed to justify expensive upgrades rather than address performance issues that affected business operations and data reliability. Investigation revealed Thomas had been deliberately degrading data center performance while selling infrastructure capacity to cryptocurrency mining operations that paid premium prices for server access but consumed resources that should have been dedicated to serving legitimate business customers. He'd been throttling customer data processing to create excess server capacity, prioritizing cryptocurrency mining over business applications, and implementing resource allocation policies that sacrificed customer performance for additional revenue from infrastructure sharing agreements. The scheme particularly harmed businesses that paid premium prices for reliable data center services but received degraded performance because server resources were being sold to cryptocurrency miners rather than used to provide optimal business data processing. Thomas had been generating additional data center revenue while businesses faced operational problems from deliberately degraded data services that violated their service agreements and performance expectations for enterprise-grade infrastructure. When data center authorities investigated his infrastructure management, they found evidence Thomas had sold server capacity worth over $12 million while degrading service quality for nearly 200 business customers who experienced poor data performance due to infrastructure mismanagement. Our 17th story involves Prairie Communications, where call center supervisor Ursula had been managing customer service operations for 10 years. She consistently maintained call center efficiency while ensuring customer service representatives provided appropriate assistance and problem resolution for customers experiencing telecommunications service issues. Ursula seemed experienced and professional in her call center management responsibilities and customer service oversight duties. Ursula's call center management ensures excellent customer service and efficient problem resolution, announced Customer Service Director Vincent during an operational review meeting. Her leadership expertise keeps our representatives providing quality assistance while maintaining high customer satisfaction scores. But customers started experiencing extended hold times and poor service resolution that Ursula claimed were due to increased call volume and complex technical issues that required extended troubleshooting and problem analysis procedures. "I've been on hold for 3 hours trying to resolve a simple billing question," explained frustrated customer Jimena to the Executive Customer Service Department. "Ursula's representatives keep transferring me between departments without resolving my issue or providing helpful assistance." When Jimena complained about the poor customer service, Ursula provided explanations that seemed designed to justify inefficient service rather than address call center problems that affected customer satisfaction and issue resolution efficiency. Investigation revealed Ursula had been systematically reducing call center staffing while implementing service policies that extended call times and limited problem resolution to reduce operational costs at the expense of customer service quality. She'd been understaffing customer service during peak hours, implementing hold time targets that prioritized cost reduction over customer assistance, and training representatives to transfer calls rather than resolve issues to minimize call handling costs. The scheme particularly harmed customers who needed technical support and billing assistance, but faced extended wait times and poor service resolution that made telecommunications problems more frustrating and time-consuming to resolve. Ursula had been meeting call center cost reduction targets while customers faced service frustration from customer support that prioritized operational efficiency over problem resolution and customer satisfaction. When customer service authorities investigated her call center management, they found evidence Ursula had reduced customer service quality, affecting over 20,000 customers while cutting operational costs by nearly $2 million through service reductions that violated customer support standards. Our 18th story comes from Summit Telecom, where regulatory compliance manager Yvette had been ensuring adherence to telecommunications regulations for 9 years. She consistently maintained regulatory compliance while managing company policies and procedures to meet federal and state telecommunications requirements and consumer protection standards. Yvette seemed knowledgeable about telecommunications law and genuinely committed to ensuring company operations met regulatory obligations and consumer protection requirements. Yvette's compliance expertise ensures our company meets all regulatory requirements while protecting consumer rights, announced Legal Affairs Director Zachary during a compliance review meeting. Her knowledge of telecommunications law helps us operate ethically while maintaining excellent relationships with regulatory authorities. But regulatory auditors started identifying systematic violations of telecommunications regulations and consumer protection standards that Yvette claimed were due to regulatory complexity and changing requirements that made full compliance challenging for telecommunications providers. This company has multiple regulatory violations affecting customer billing and service disclosure, explained telecommunications regulator Adam during a compliance inspection. Yvette's compliance program isn't preventing systematic violations of consumer protection standards and billing regulations. When Adam questioned Yvette about the regulatory violations, she provided explanations that seemed designed to minimize compliance failures rather than acknowledge systematic violations that affected customer rights and regulatory compliance obligations. Investigation revealed Yvette had been systematically concealing regulatory violations while implementing company policies that violated telecommunications regulations in order to maximize revenue through billing practices and service policies that violated consumer protection standards. She'd been hiding billing regulation violations, concealing service disclosure requirements, and implementing policies that violated customer rights while creating false compliance documentation that suggested adherence to regulatory requirements. The scheme particularly harmed customers who trusted telecommunications regulations to protect their rights but discovered company policies violated consumer protection standards while Yvette's compliance program concealed violations from regulatory oversight. Yvette had been protecting company profits while customers faced violations of their telecommunications rights from policies that should have been prevented by proper regulatory compliance and consumer protection oversight. When telecommunications regulatory authorities investigated her compliance management, they found evidence Yvette had concealed regulatory violations affecting over 10,000 customers while implementing policies that violated consumer protection standards worth nearly $6 million in regulatory penalties and customer harm. Our 19th story involves Metropolitan Data, where network optimization specialist Brian had been managing bandwidth allocation for 8 years. He consistently maintained network performance while ensuring efficient data distribution and connectivity optimization for customers who depended on reliable internet service for personal and business applications. Brian seemed professional and technically skilled in his network management responsibilities and performance optimization duties. Brian's network expertise ensures optimal internet performance for our customer base, announced Network Operations Manager Carla during a technical review meeting. His optimization skills maintain excellent connectivity while managing network resources efficiently for customer satisfaction. But customers started experiencing significant slowdowns during peak usage periods that Brian claimed were due to network congestion and infrastructure limitations that required expensive upgrades to maintain optimal performance levels. "My internet speed drops to unusable levels every evening," explained frustrated customer Dana to the Network Services Department. "Brian says it's normal congestion, but I'm paying for high-speed service that doesn't work when I need it most." When Dana demanded service credits for poor performance, Brian provided technical explanations that seemed designed to justify service problems rather than address network issues that affected customer productivity and connectivity reliability during essential usage periods. Investigation revealed Brian had been deliberately creating network congestion while selling priority bandwidth to streaming services and content providers who paid premium rates for traffic prioritization that degraded service quality for regular customers. He'd been throttling residential customer traffic to create premium bandwidth capacity, implementing traffic shaping policies that prioritized commercial traffic over customer connectivity, and selling network resources that should have been dedicated to providing optimal service for paying customers. The scheme particularly harmed customers who paid premium prices for high-speed internet but received degraded performance during peak hours because network resources were being sold to commercial users rather than used to provide reliable connectivity for residential service. Brian had been generating additional network revenue while customers faced productivity problems from deliberately degraded internet service that violated their expectations for reliable high-speed connectivity throughout the day. When network management authorities investigated his optimization practices, they found evidence Brian had sold network priority worth over $8 million while degrading service quality for nearly 40,000 customers who experienced poor internet performance due to deliberate network resource reallocation. Our 20th story takes us to Valley Mobile, where device insurance specialist Elena had been managing protection plans for 7 years. She consistently processed insurance claims while helping customers protect their mobile devices through comprehensive coverage plans and replacement services for damaged or stolen telecommunications equipment. Elena seemed professional and knowledgeable about device protection and genuinely committed to helping customers recover from device problems through appropriate insurance coverage and claim processing. "Elena's insurance expertise helped me replace my damaged phone quickly," announced customer Felix during a device protection testimonial. Her knowledge of coverage options ensured I got proper replacement while minimizing out-of-pocket costs for device protection. But customers started discovering their device insurance claims were being denied or minimized in ways that Elena claimed were due to coverage limitations and policy exclusions that affected claim eligibility and replacement coverage for damaged mobile devices. Elena denied my phone replacement claim even though I have comprehensive device insurance, explained frustrated customer Gina to the insurance services manager. She says water damage isn't covered, but my policy documents show comprehensive protection that should include accidental damage coverage. When Gina appealed her insurance claim denial, Elena provided policy interpretations that seemed designed to avoid replacement costs rather than provide fair coverage that customers had paid to receive through device protection insurance plans. Investigation revealed Elena had been systematically denying legitimate device insurance claims while creating false policy interpretations that allowed the company to collect insurance premiums without providing coverage benefits that customers expected from device protection plans. She'd been misinterpreting policy language to exclude common types of device damage, creating artificial claim requirements that made coverage nearly impossible to obtain, and implementing claim denial procedures that protected company profits rather than customer device replacement needs. The scheme particularly harmed customers who paid monthly insurance premiums expecting device protection but discovered their coverage was worthless when they needed replacement for damaged or stolen mobile devices that should have been covered under comprehensive protection plans. Elena had been protecting insurance company profits while customers faced device replacement costs that insurance coverage should have eliminated according to protection plans they had purchased for device security. When device insurance authorities investigated her claim processing practices, they found evidence Elena had inappropriately denied over 2,000 device insurance claims while avoiding coverage payouts exceeding $5 million that customers were entitled to receive under their device protection policies. Our 21st story involves Riverside Internet, where customer data analyst Hugo had been managing usage monitoring for 10 years. He consistently tracked customer internet usage while ensuring accurate billing and service delivery based on customer consumption patterns and bandwidth utilization for internet service billing accuracy. Hugo seemed professional and detail-oriented in his data analysis responsibilities and usage tracking duties for customer billing and service optimization. Hugo's data analysis ensures accurate billing based on actual internet usage patterns, announced Billing Operations Director Iris during a data management review. His usage tracking expertise provides precise billing while helping customers understand their internet consumption and service needs. But customers started discovering their internet usage reports contained excessive data consumption that Hugo claimed reflected actual usage patterns but seemed inconsistent with their online activities and bandwidth consumption habits. My data usage report shows I consume twice my monthly allowance, explained confused customer Jake to the billing dispute department. But I barely use the internet for basic email and web browsing that shouldn't generate massive data consumption. When Jake questioned Hugo about the usage discrepancies, Hugo provided technical explanations that seemed designed to justify excessive billing rather than address data tracking problems that affected customer billing accuracy and usage report reliability. Investigation revealed Hugo had been systematically inflating customer data usage while creating false consumption reports that generated overage fees and justified service upgrades that customers didn't actually need based on their real internet usage patterns. He'd been manipulating usage tracking systems to show higher data consumption, adding phantom downloads and streaming activity that customers never performed, and implementing billing calculations that multiplied actual usage to generate overage charges and upgrade revenue. The scheme particularly harmed customers with limited internet needs who faced excessive bills from inflated usage reports that forced them to pay for data consumption they never actually generated through their online activities. Hugo had been maximizing data billing revenue while customers faced financial strain from internet usage charges that exceeded their actual consumption and budget expectations for basic internet connectivity. When internet billing authorities investigated his data analysis practices, they found evidence Hugo had inflated customer usage by over 15 million gigabytes while generating excess billing charges exceeding $3 million from data consumption that customers never actually used for their internet activities. Our 22nd story comes from Coastal Wireless, where tower maintenance supervisor Kendra had been overseeing cellular infrastructure for 11 years. She consistently maintained tower operations while ensuring reliable cellular coverage and signal quality for customers throughout the regional service area who depended on cellular infrastructure for mobile communication. Kendra seemed professional and technically competent in her infrastructure maintenance responsibilities and tower operations management duties. Kendra's maintenance expertise ensures reliable cellular coverage throughout our service area, announced Infrastructure Director Louise during a network operations meeting. Her tower management maintains excellent signal quality while ensuring infrastructure reliability for customer communication needs. But customers started experiencing coverage gaps and signal quality problems that Kendra claimed were due to environmental factors and interference issues that required expensive infrastructure upgrades to maintain optimal cellular service performance. "My cell phone has no signal in areas that used to have excellent coverage," explained frustrated customer Monica to the Network Services Department. Kendra says it's due to new construction interference, but the coverage problems started before any construction began in our area. When Monica demanded service improvements, Kendra provided technical explanations that seemed designed to justify service problems rather than address infrastructure issues that affected customer communication reliability and cellular coverage quality. Investigation revealed Kendra had been systematically reducing tower maintenance while selling cellular infrastructure capacity to competing carriers who paid for antenna space and signal priority that degraded service quality for the company's own customers. She'd been deferring essential maintenance to reduce operational costs, installing competitor equipment that interfered with customer signal quality, and implementing tower sharing agreements that prioritized competitor traffic over customer communication needs. The scheme particularly harmed customers who paid premium prices for reliable cellular service but received degraded coverage because tower infrastructure was being shared with competitors rather than optimized for customer communication quality and reliability. Kendra had been generating additional infrastructure revenue while customers faced communication problems from deliberately degraded cellular service that violated their expectations for reliable mobile connectivity throughout the service area. When cellular infrastructure authorities investigated her tower management, they found evidence Kendra had sold infrastructure capacity worth over $10 million while degrading service quality for nearly 60,000 customers who experienced poor cellular coverage due to infrastructure sharing that prioritized competitor revenue over customer service quality. Our 23rd story involves Desert Communications, where voicemail services manager Liam had been overseeing message systems for 9 years. He consistently maintained voicemail infrastructure while ensuring reliable message delivery and storage services for customers who depended on voicemail systems for important personal and business communication. Liam seemed professional and technically skilled in his voicemail management responsibilities and message system oversight duties. Liam's voicemail expertise ensures reliable message delivery for our customer communication needs, announced Communication Services Director Natalie during a systems review meeting. His message system management provides excellent reliability while maintaining voicemail quality for customer business and personal communication. But customers started experiencing voicemail failures and message delivery problems that Liam claimed were due to system capacity limitations and technical issues that required infrastructure upgrades to maintain reliable voicemail service delivery. "My voicemail messages disappear before I can listen to them," explained concerned customer Oscar to the Voicemail Services Department. "Liam says it's a storage limitation, but I'm missing important business calls that are crucial for my professional operations." When Oscar demanded reliable voicemail service, Liam provided technical explanations that seemed designed to justify service problems rather than address message system issues that affected customer communication reliability and business operations. Investigation revealed Liam had been systematically selling voicemail storage capacity while implementing message deletion policies that eliminated customer messages to create storage space for commercial voicemail services that paid premium rates for message capacity. He'd been automatically deleting customer messages after shortened retention periods, selling storage capacity to telemarketing companies and business communication services, and implementing voicemail policies that prioritized commercial revenue over customer message reliability. The scheme particularly harmed business customers who depended on voicemail for client communication but lost important messages because storage capacity was being sold to commercial users rather than dedicated to customer voicemail needs. Liam had been generating additional voicemail revenue while customers faced communication problems from message system failures that violated their expectations for reliable voicemail service and business communication support. When voicemail authorities investigated his message system management, they found evidence Liam had sold voicemail capacity worth over $4 million while affecting message delivery for nearly 25,000 customers who lost important communications due to storage capacity reallocation. Our 24th story takes us to Mountain Networks, where Emergency Services Coordinator Paula had been managing 911 system operations for 12 years. She consistently maintained emergency communication systems while ensuring reliable emergency response connectivity for communities that depended on 911 infrastructure for public safety and emergency assistance. Paula seemed professional and safety-focused in her emergency services responsibilities and critical infrastructure management duties. Paula's emergency systems expertise ensures reliable 911 service for our community's safety needs, announced Public Safety Director Quinn during an emergency preparedness meeting. Her system management maintains excellent emergency response connectivity while supporting critical public safety operations. But emergency responders started experiencing 911 system failures and communication problems that Paula claimed were due to increased emergency call volume and infrastructure limitations that required expensive upgrades to maintain reliable emergency response capabilities. Our 911 calls are dropping during critical emergencies, explained concerned Fire Chief Ricardo to the Emergency Services Oversight Board. Paula says it's system capacity issues, but we're losing emergency communications when lives depend on reliable 911 connectivity. When Ricardo demanded emergency system improvements, Paula provided technical explanations that seemed designed to justify system problems rather than address infrastructure issues that affected emergency response capabilities and public safety communication reliability. Investigation revealed Paula had been systematically reducing 911 system capacity while selling emergency communication infrastructure to commercial dispatch services that paid premium rates for priority access, but compromised emergency response capabilities for actual 911 calls. She'd been throttling emergency call processing to create communication capacity, implementing call routing that prioritized commercial dispatch over 911 emergencies, and selling infrastructure resources that should have been dedicated to maintaining optimal emergency response communication. The scheme particularly endangered community members who needed emergency assistance but faced 911 system failures, because communication infrastructure was being sold to commercial users rather than maintained for critical emergency response operations. Paula had been generating additional emergency services revenue while communities faced public safety risks from deliberately compromised 911 systems that violated their expectations for reliable emergency communication and response capabilities. When emergency services authorities investigated her system management, they found evidence Paula had sold emergency infrastructure capacity worth over $6 million while compromising 911 service reliability for nearly 100,000 residents who depended on emergency communication systems for public safety protection. Our 25th story involves Valley Fiber, where Internet Service Provisioning Specialist Robert had been managing service activation for 8 years. He consistently processed service installations while ensuring proper internet connectivity setup and service delivery for customers who needed reliable high-speed internet for personal and business applications. Robert seemed professional and technically competent in his service provisioning responsibilities and internet activation management duties. Robert's provisioning expertise ensures smooth internet service activation for our customers, announced Service Delivery Manager Sarah during an operations review meeting. His activation skills provide excellent connectivity setup while maintaining efficient service delivery for customer internet needs. But customers started experiencing extended installation delays and service activation problems that Robert claimed were due to infrastructure limitations and technical complications that required additional time and resources to complete proper internet service setup. "My internet installation has been delayed for 6 weeks," explained frustrated customer Tyler to the service delivery department. Robert keeps saying there are technical complications, but I need internet service for my home business operations. When Tyler demanded service activation, Robert provided technical explanations that seemed designed to justify delays rather than address provisioning problems that affected customer connectivity needs and service delivery expectations. Investigation revealed Robert had been systematically delaying customer service installations while prioritizing commercial and premium service customers who paid higher installation fees but didn't necessarily need faster service activation than residential customers. He'd been creating artificial installation delays for standard customers, implementing service priority policies that favored commercial revenue over residential service delivery, and manipulating installation schedules to maximize high-fee service activations at the expense of standard customer connectivity needs. The scheme particularly harmed residential customers who needed reliable internet for work and education, but faced extended delays because installation resources were being allocated to commercial customers who paid premium activation fees. Robert had been maximizing installation revenue while customers faced connectivity problems from delayed service activation that violated their expectations for timely internet service delivery and reliable connectivity setup. When internet provisioning authorities investigated his service activation practices, they found evidence Robert had delayed over 3,000 customer installations while prioritizing premium services that generated additional revenue exceeding $2 million from installation practices that violated fair service delivery standards. Our 26th story comes from Lakeside Telecom, where business services manager Sophia had been serving commercial customers for 10 years. She consistently managed business telecommunications relationships while providing guidance on commercial communication solutions and enterprise service packages for companies that needed sophisticated telecommunications infrastructure. Sophia seemed professional and knowledgeable about business telecommunications and genuinely committed to helping companies optimize their communication systems and operational efficiency. Sophia's business expertise helped our company implement comprehensive telecommunications solutions, announced corporate client Victoria during a business services testimonial. Her knowledge of commercial systems helped us optimize communication while managing costs for our growing business operations. But business customers started discovering their commercial telecommunications contracts contained service limitations and performance restrictions that Sophia had never disclosed during sales consultations and service implementation planning. Our business phone system can't handle call volume during peak hours, explained frustrated business owner William to the commercial services director. Sophia had never mentioned capacity limitations that prevent our phone system from supporting normal business operations. When William questioned Sophia about the undisclosed service limitations, Sophia provided technical explanations that seemed designed to justify service restrictions rather than acknowledge capacity problems that affected business operations and commercial communication reliability. Investigation revealed Sophia had been systematically concealing service limitations while selling business telecommunications packages that couldn't actually support the operational requirements that companies needed for their commercial communication and customer service operations. She'd been hiding call capacity restrictions, concealing bandwidth limitations, and implementing service packages that appeared comprehensive but contained performance caps that prevented businesses from using telecommunications infrastructure for essential operational functions. The scheme particularly harmed businesses that invested in commercial telecommunications expecting reliable service but discovered capacity limitations prevented them from using communication systems for normal business operations that were essential for customer service and operational efficiency. Sophia had been meeting commercial sales targets while businesses faced operational limitations from telecommunications service that couldn't support their essential business communication needs despite paying premium prices for commercial-grade connectivity. When business telecommunications authorities investigated her commercial service practices, they found evidence Sophia had concealed service limitations affecting over 600 businesses while selling telecommunications packages worth nearly $15 million that couldn't support business operations as advertised. Our 27th story involves Coastal Data, where Cloud Services Administrator Theodore had been managing data storage solutions for 9 years. He consistently maintained cloud infrastructure while providing data storage and backup services for customers who needed reliable data protection and access for personal and business information management. Theodore seemed professional and technically skilled in his cloud services responsibilities and data management duties. Theodore's cloud expertise ensures reliable data storage and backup for our information needs, announced enterprise customer Ursula during a data services testimonial. His cloud management provides excellent data protection while maintaining reliable access for our business operations and information security. But customers started experiencing data loss and access problems that Theodore claimed were due to cloud infrastructure limitations and technical issues that required expensive upgrades to maintain reliable data storage and backup services. "My business data disappeared from cloud storage," explained panicked customer Victor to the data services emergency support team. "Theodore says it's a technical failure, but I've lost years of business records that are essential for my company operations." When Victor demanded data recovery assistance, Theodore provided technical explanations that seemed designed to minimize responsibility rather than address data loss problems that affected customer business operations and information security needs. Investigation revealed Theodore had been systematically selling cloud storage capacity while implementing data deletion policies that eliminated customer files to create storage space for cryptocurrency mining operations that paid premium rates for server access. He'd been automatically deleting customer backup files, selling storage capacity to mining operations that consumed server resources, and implementing cloud policies that prioritized mining revenue over customer data protection and storage reliability. The scheme particularly harmed businesses that depended on cloud storage for data protection, but lost critical information because storage capacity was being sold to cryptocurrency miners rather than dedicated to customer data backup and security needs. Theodore had been generating additional cloud revenue while customers faced business disasters from data loss that violated their expectations for reliable cloud storage and information protection services. When cloud services authorities investigated his data management practices, they found evidence Theodore had sold storage capacity worth over $12 million while causing data loss affecting nearly 800 customers who lost critical business and personal information due to storage capacity reallocation. Our 28th story takes us to Prairie Mobile, where customer account security specialist Uma had been protecting customer information for 7 years. She consistently managed account security while ensuring customer privacy protection and preventing unauthorized access to telecommunications accounts and personal information. Uma seemed professional and security-focused in her account protection responsibilities and customer privacy management duties. Uma's security expertise protects our account information from unauthorized access, announced Privacy Protection Director Walter during a security review meeting. Her account management maintains excellent privacy protection while ensuring customer information security and telecommunications account safety. But customers started experiencing account breaches and identity theft that Uma claimed were due to external security threats and cyber attacks that couldn't be prevented despite comprehensive account protection measures and security protocols. "My account was hacked and used to purchase expensive international calling plans," explained victimized customer Jimena to the Fraud Protection Department. "Uma says it was an external attack, but I specifically chose this provider for superior account security and fraud protection." When Jimena demanded explanation of the security breach, Uma provided technical explanations that seemed designed to minimize company responsibility rather than acknowledge security failures that had exposed customer accounts to unauthorized access and fraudulent usage. Investigation revealed Uma had been systematically selling customer account credentials while creating false security breach reports that concealed deliberate account access sales and made internal account theft appear as external cyber attacks beyond the company's security control. She'd been collecting customer login information, selling account access to fraud rings and identity thieves, and creating fake cyber attack documentation that justified account breaches while hiding systematic customer credential sales. The scheme particularly harmed customers who trusted account security promises but became victims of identity theft from credential sales that violated their privacy expectations and account protection agreements. Uma had been generating additional revenue from account credential sales while customers faced identity theft and financial fraud from account access that should have been protected according to security policies and privacy commitments. When account security authorities investigated her privacy protection practices, They found evidence Uma had sold customer credentials worth over $6 million while affecting nearly 15,000 customers who became victims of identity theft from deliberate account access sales disguised as security breaches. Our 29th story involves Mountain Internet, where technical support training manager Vincent had been developing customer service programs for 11 years. He consistently trained technical support representatives while ensuring proper customer assistance procedures and problem resolution techniques for telecommunications service issues and technical problems. Vincent seemed professional and knowledgeable about technical support and genuinely committed to helping customer service representatives provide effective assistance and problem resolution for customer connectivity and service issues. Vincent's training expertise ensures our technical support provides excellent customer assistance, announced Customer Service Director Yvonne during a training evaluation meeting. His support training maintains high service quality while ensuring representatives can resolve customer technical problems effectively. But customers started experiencing ineffective technical support and prolonged problem resolution that Vincent claimed were due to complex technical issues and infrastructure limitations that required extended troubleshooting and specialized technical expertise to resolve properly. "Technical support can't fix my simple internet connection problem," explained frustrated customer Zachary to the technical support supervisor. Vincent's representatives keep scheduling callbacks and service visits that don't resolve the issue or provide helpful technical assistance. When Zachary complained about ineffective technical support, Vincent provided explanations that seemed designed to justify poor service rather than address training problems that affected customer problem resolution and technical assistance quality. Investigation revealed Vincent had been systematically training technical support representatives to extend problem resolution while implementing support procedures that generated additional service calls and technician visits that enriched the company but didn't actually resolve customer technical problems. He'd been teaching representatives to avoid simple solutions, implementing callback procedures that extended problem resolution without providing effective assistance, and training support staff to recommend expensive service visits for problems that could be resolved through basic troubleshooting procedures. The scheme particularly harmed customers who needed technical assistance for simple connectivity problems but faced extended support processes that generated additional charges without actually resolving their telecommunications service issues. Vincent had been maximizing technical support revenue while customers faced problem resolution failures that violated their expectations for effective technical assistance and efficient telecommunications troubleshooting. When technical support authorities investigated his training practices, they found evidence Vincent had implemented ineffective support procedures affecting over 12,000 customers while generating unnecessary service charges exceeding $4 million from technical support that prioritized revenue over problem resolution. Our 30th story comes from Desert Networks, where Spectrum Management Director Wendy had been overseeing radio frequency allocation for 10 years. She consistently managed Spectrum resources while ensuring efficient frequency distribution and interference prevention for telecommunications services that depended on radio spectrum for signal delivery and communication quality. Wendy seemed professional and technically competent in her spectrum management responsibilities and radio frequency coordination duties. Wendy's spectrum expertise ensures optimal frequency allocation for our telecommunications services, announced Engineering Director Xavier during a technical operations meeting. Her frequency management maintains excellent signal quality while preventing interference for customer communication and service delivery. But customers started experiencing signal interference and communication quality problems that Wendy claimed were due to spectrum congestion and regulatory limitations that affected radio frequency availability and signal coordination for telecommunications service delivery. "My wireless service has constant static and dropped calls," explained frustrated customer Yolanda to the signal quality department. "Wendy says it's spectrum interference, but I'm paying premium prices for clear communication that doesn't work when I need reliable service." When Yolanda demanded signal quality improvements, Wendy provided technical explanations that seemed designed to justify service problems rather than address spectrum management issues that affected customer communication reliability and signal quality standards. Investigation revealed Wendy had been systematically selling spectrum capacity while creating radio frequency interference that degraded service quality for customers who paid for clear communication but received poor signal quality due to spectrum resource reallocation. She'd been leasing frequency bands to unlicensed operators and commercial users, implementing spectrum sharing agreements that prioritized additional revenue over customer signal quality, and managing radio frequencies in ways that created interference for customer telecommunications services. The scheme particularly harmed customers who paid premium prices for reliable wireless communication but received poor signal quality because spectrum resources were being sold to commercial users rather than dedicated to providing optimal service for telecommunications customers. Wendy had been generating additional spectrum revenue while customers faced communication problems from deliberately degraded signal quality that violated their expectations for clear telecommunications service and reliable wireless connectivity. When spectrum management authorities investigated her frequency allocation practices, they found evidence Wendy had sold spectrum capacity worth over $8 million while degrading signal quality for nearly 70,000 customers who experienced poor communication due to spectrum resource mismanagement. Our 31st story involves Valley Communications, where Network Infrastructure Director Zane had been overseeing telecommunications construction for 12 years. He consistently managed infrastructure projects while ensuring proper installation of telecommunications equipment and network expansion to support service delivery and customer connectivity throughout growing service areas. Zane seemed professional and technically experienced in his infrastructure management responsibilities and construction oversight duties. Zane's infrastructure expertise has expanded our network capacity while maintaining excellent service quality, announced Operations Director Amanda during a network expansion meeting. His construction management provides reliable telecommunications infrastructure while supporting our growing customer base and service area expansion. But service areas started experiencing infrastructure failures and network problems that Zane claimed were due to environmental factors and construction challenges that affected telecommunications equipment reliability and network performance despite proper installation procedures. "Our neighborhood loses internet service every time it rains," explained frustrated resident Blake to the Infrastructure Services Department. Zane says it's environmental factors, but the problems started right after the new network installation in our area. When Blake demanded infrastructure improvements, Zane provided technical explanations that seemed designed to justify equipment failures rather than address construction problems that affected network reliability and customer service quality throughout the expanded service area. Investigation revealed Zane had been systematically cutting construction costs while using substandard materials and installation procedures that created network reliability problems for customers who expected quality infrastructure from telecommunications expansion projects. He'd been installing cheaper equipment that couldn't handle environmental conditions, using inadequate construction materials that failed under normal weather exposure, and implementing installation shortcuts that created ongoing maintenance problems affecting service quality. The scheme particularly harmed communities that invested in telecommunications infrastructure expecting reliable service but received poor connectivity due to substandard construction that prioritized cost savings over infrastructure quality and network reliability. Zane had been maximizing construction profits while communities faced ongoing service problems from infrastructure that couldn't deliver reliable telecommunications performance despite substantial investment in network expansion and equipment installation. When infrastructure authorities investigated his construction management, they found evidence Zane had cut construction costs by over $15 million while building telecommunications infrastructure that failed to provide reliable service for nearly 30,000 residents who expected quality connectivity from their infrastructure investment. Our 32nd story takes us to Coastal Telecom, where customer billing analytics manager Charlotte had been overseeing billing system accuracy for 9 years. She consistently managed billing operations while ensuring accurate charge calculation and payment processing for customer telecommunications services and account management. Charlotte seemed professional and detail-oriented in her billing analytics responsibilities and payment system oversight duties. Charlotte's billing expertise ensures accurate customer charges and efficient payment processing, announced Finance Director Derek during a billing operations review. Her analytics management maintains excellent billing accuracy while ensuring proper charge calculation for customer telecommunications services. But customers started discovering billing errors and calculation mistakes that Charlotte claimed were due to system complexity and service plan variations that affected billing accuracy and charge computation for telecommunications services and Account management. My bill has calculation errors that overcharge me every month, explained frustrated customer Elena to the billing dispute department. Charlotte says it's system complexity, but I'm consistently paying more than my service plan should cost according to my rate agreement. When Elena demanded billing accuracy, Charlotte provided technical explanations that seemed designed to justify billing errors rather than address calculation problems that affected customer charges and payment obligations for telecommunications services. Investigation revealed Charlotte had been systematically manipulating billing calculations while implementing charge modifications that increased customer bills through hidden fees and calculation errors that generated additional revenue for the telecommunications company. She'd been programming billing systems to add unauthorized charges, implementing calculation errors that consistently favored the company over customer billing accuracy, and creating billing modifications that generated excess revenue through systematic overcharging. The scheme particularly harmed customers who trusted billing accuracy but faced consistent overcharges that consumed their telecommunications budget through calculation errors that violated their service agreements and rate commitments. Charlotte had been maximizing billing revenue while customers faced financial strain from systematic overcharging that violated their expectations for accurate billing and transparent charge calculation for telecommunications services. When billing accuracy authorities investigated her analytics management, they found evidence Charlotte had manipulated billing calculations affecting over 20,000 customers while generating excess charges exceeding $7 million from billing errors that systematically overcharged customers for telecommunications services. Our 33rd story brings us to the headquarters of Telecorp Global, where Chief Executive Officer Diana had been overseeing all telecommunications operations for 14 years. She seemed like the perfect telecommunications executive, managing everything from network infrastructure to customer service with apparent expertise and industry recognition for innovation and service excellence. Diana has transformed Telecorp into an industry leader in telecommunications innovation while maintaining the highest standards for customer satisfaction, praised Telecommunications Industry magazine editor Francisco during a leadership awards ceremony. Her visionary leadership has delivered comprehensive communication solutions that serve customer needs while advancing the evolution of modern telecommunications services. But a coordinated investigation by multiple federal agencies revealed that Diana had been orchestrating comprehensive fraud schemes across every aspect of telecommunications operations while maintaining an elaborate facade of industry leadership and customer service commitment. Examination of all company divisions simultaneously uncovered the most extensive telecommunications fraud operation in industry history. Diana had been implementing fraudulent practices in network management, customer billing, service delivery, infrastructure development, and regulatory compliance, while stealing billions of dollars from customers, investors, and government programs across every aspect of telecommunications operations. The investigation revealed Diana had orchestrated fraud schemes worth over $30 billion affecting millions of customers across all telecommunications services while maintaining industry recognition for supposed innovation and service excellence. When federal authorities arrested Diana during a telecommunications industry awards ceremony, where she was receiving recognition for outstanding leadership in customer protection and service innovation, shocked industry colleagues couldn't believe the executive they respected had been deliberately exploiting every customer she was supposed to serve while destroying trust in telecommunications companies that families and businesses depended on for essential communication services and connectivity. Thank you for joining me tonight on Drowsy Tales Daily, and may these stories guide you into peaceful sleep with renewed awareness of the importance of telecommunications accountability and protecting consumers from companies that would exploit their trust during essential communication needs. Sweet dreams. And I'll see you tomorrow night for another collection of fascinating Reddit stories designed to help you drift off to sleep.